Let's see what these guys can do down here. It is dark for Dragon Phoenix Gaming. And his opponent up here, he is Time, representing Kaitsu. So a quick start to this one here. We've got the supply depot going down. Obviously, you can't build anything without it. And we do see Dark kind of just hanging out in the bottom corner right there. Time, unfortunately, does not have a webcam, so we can't see his reactions. But it looks like everything's going to be starting out relatively normal here. The hatchery will go down at the optimal time, a 17 hatch, so that's just going to be able to... He's going to be able to drop down the spawning pool very closely after that, and just make sure that he's going to be able to stay relatively safe if Time does decide to get any sort of aggression going across the map. Now, Jagannatha does really lend itself to some of those early game engagements, because of the fact that while it looks like a very large rush distance, it's actually very, very short, because of the fact that you do have those acceleration zones in the middle, and so it can be pretty difficult to defend these kind of all-in builds, especially from a Zerg player, because they just have that shorter rally distance, all things considered. Reaper will jump on down. And like I said, the spawning pool was down pretty quickly. He's going to make 6 lings instead of 4. So since he does get 6, it means he does want to keep all of them alive. He doesn't want to allow any sort of pickoff here. So it's just to stay a little bit safer. Although we do have one drone going to get focused down. Won't go down, though, as the Ling's going to start their little dance of death, kind of baiting the Reaper onto the creep. Looking for that pickoff. Now the Queen is in, so it will be able to force this away. He did actually use his energy on the hatchery here. Now, I don't know if that necessarily means that he wants to be super aggressive to get those additional larvae, or if he wants to power up his economy a little bit more. But that does kind of slow down that creep spread a little bit. So that does mean that it's going to be a little bit trickier to kind of hold on to that third base, since he does need to kind of spread that out towards there by the time these Hellions get out. It's all just small things that do kind of add up. So that's what you got to kind of look out for there. As Time obviously going for the 3cc. Not necessarily standard, but it has become a lot more common this year. We've seen players like Clem do it. Very popular in Europe overall. And yeah, it just allows you to kind of stay even with your opponent, especially if you're going up against someone who doesn't really go for the fast 4th expansion. Now, Time has cut Hellion production as well at 2 Hellions. And with that, that's going to allow him to get a lot more time, no pun intended, to get out tons of Marines. And it looks like he's probably going to go for a pretty committed 2-1-1 push here. Dark, though, does have a little bit of an angle. He will be able to kind of drone up and expand quite aggressively, since there's not really a lot of pressure coming his way. He's just got to know when to start throwing down the additional Lings to defend against this. The fact that he's seen the fact that there's only 2 Hellions really tells him a lot. And oh, actually, okay, so there are 4 Hellions, 2 of them just staying at home to defend. That Ling does get in, and I think that was actually a pretty big indicator to him that something is coming. Yeah, there you go, the armory going down. So not necessarily a full-on Hellbat push, but it is gonna be a sort of Hellbat push. And the reason I say it's not a full-on Hellbat push is the fact that he has cut the Hellion production very early. But yeah, let's see what this attack can do. It's not going to be at full strength. He is missing 2 Marines on that location. But now Dark, he's about halfway to his +1 upgrades. No upgrades available for time just yet. So really with this kind of attack, he is on a bit of a timer. But the Baneling Nest is not done just yet. The Queens, though, are going to be able to get in here. One gets focus fire down very quickly. Time does get surrounded, but it is just pure Ling. But unfortunately, now there's just not enough here to deal with the Queens. So he will have to back on out. 250 mineral difference, not the biggest of trades here. And now, like I said, he's going to be down in upgrade. And that's really going to start hurting as these engagements get bigger and bigger. So it looks like Dark's might be going for a fast hive here pretty soon, since he does have that infestation pick coming in. We also have this really nice play, a very non-committed drop, just a couple of Lings in order to pull the army back, and pull it back it does, as he has to lift up everything to get there. But the Widow Mines getting some very nice connections on that 4th. And now while he does clean this up, he has lost 2 SCVs and a little bit of mining time, since he did have to pull the SCVs to defend them. And so from here, just have to keep an eye on when that hive comes down, because time is really starting to fall behind slightly against Dark. There you go. 7 minute 52 hive. Now, unfortunately for Time, he's not paying attention, so he will lose that army in the center of the map. The Lings do look like they're gonna get the cleanup here, and that is actually humongous, as this allows Dark to just kind of explode in terms of that economy. I think he might smell the blood in the water as well, since we have 21 Banelings on the field. It looks like another little Widow Mine drop did come down. Lost a couple of drones, but I don't think he really cares right now, as he just starts up 14 more. And yeah, I think from here, Time is really just going to struggle to deal with this aggression. And here we go. The Lings do make their way in. They're going to be able to get a full-on surround here. That is a lot of fresh mules going to die. A big connection on the Widow Mines, though. Dark being a little bit sloppy right there. I don't think he really cares, though. He's trying to utilize them to get on top of the Marines, but unfortunately for him, he did lose a lot of the Banelings here. At the end of the day, though, he will be able to clean out this base, and I think from here it's just rally, as the Widow Mines getting a couple of workers here. But I think as Time drops below 100 supply, Dark is just a little bit too scary right now. And yeah, we should be seeing potentially the tap out. There we go. And Dark takes the first game of the series. And yeah, it looks like Time will be getting that Reaper, as well as just getting that SCV across. Now, like I was saying, this is a little bit of a bigger rush distance map, so it will be a little bit longer to get over there. So it can be pretty important to get that confirmation that the hatchery did come first, just to make sure that you're not getting cheesed or yeah, just making sure that you don't have to keep the Reaper at home. And now getting that confirmation, he will send that back. And now the second wave is coming in with that Reaper. Now the big question for Time is, will he be dropping that third CC after the factory? That's one thing I would like to wonder. It looks like the answer is, for right now, no. But he did just bank up a ton of minerals right there. So, yeah, there you go. He throws it down. He's going to try and bring this to the economic game. I like that a little bit better. I feel like once you get up to the third base as a Terran player, you do have just so many more options available to you. You can keep that aggression up. You can force your opponent to kind of be in this position where he has to continuously make units, and so he's not going to be able to build up his economy. He's not going to be able to kind of overwhelm you. And as long as you can keep those trades going and keep your opponent in that mid-game situation, you're going to have a much better time than, again, no pun intended, but you're going to have a much better opportunity to kind of defeat him. It's like mixing it up a little bit. Just a standard 1-1-1 here. But this will be Banshees as well as making some Marines. Now, he hasn't switched off Hellion production, so if he was going to go for some sort of Hellbat Banshee play, this would be the opportunity to do it. I'm just gonna dance around this Overlord a little bit, try and force him away from the Heidi position. Like the Reapers and only 2 of the Hellions gonna dance around there, joined up by their compadre. Queens, though, will be able to defend this narrow choke point, so it's really coming down to this time. Time will be able to not fall too far behind in terms of those upgrades. He is a little bit later for those engineering bays, as the observer is kind of pointing out there. But I don't think the situation is as dire that time around, since we're only just now having that layer start up. He does have the Banshee, so a little bit of harassment potential is doable. I believe Dark did get Spore Crawlers down as he's droning up quite heavily, and he did indeed. So, yeah, we're going to be able to get into the mid-game here pretty soundly. Couple of workers going down. The Queen going to be able to shoo this away. It looks like we have a macro hatch coming on in for a Dark, so now that his economy is relatively stable on 62, he's going to be able to punch out a lot of workers. Or a lot of fighting units, as one of the Queens does get caught. Transfuse going to save its life for a long time, but that is a lot of energy being expended. So that's going to make the attack a little bit more potent for Time, since there's not going to be as much transfuse energy available. Looks like Dark, though, wants to be the one to strike, as we do have him with a big run by coming to the left side here. Time has no idea that this is on the way. Oh, unfortunately getting caught out in the middle of the map as well. The Hellions getting surrounded And this is about as bad as it could get for time. Unfortunately, just in the wrong spots. Trying to go up to a 4th base as well. That's not going to go. And while he will be able to kind of shoo these links away, that 3rd base is forfeit. The Banshees, I believe, as well might get taken down if he's not paying attention. And there you have it. Dark getting the clean sweep versus Time.